Greetings, residents. Welcome to our front porch chats with Supervisor Dick Thurston. Again, we're out here at beautiful Carnwath Farms. It's a lovely day. After, I think it was 4 days of a heat wave, a record heat, we now have a great cooling effect. Just seen some of our residents walking by, walking their dogs, taking pictures. It's just a gorgeous day. So hopefully now, as the weathers are going to take a little bit of a cooling turn for the next few weeks, maybe into next week, come on out and enjoy, the lovely day. But speaking of that, please come out to all of our parks. As you've noticed, there are a number of renovations, changes that are ongoing. Spook Hill Park is well under development now, and redevelopment. And after we complete the first phase, which is taking care of the parking lot, the restroom facilities, and fencing, then we will be moving into the second phase, which will involve actually outfitting a number of exercise and play areas in the infield area of the park. Out in Robinson Lane, we've been doing a lot of work with respect to the ball fields, and particularly Inspiration Field. That's part of the Challenger League, and as many of you know, that's where our residents and also non-residents play different ball games out in the field, baseball and softball, that have a number of challenges, and that's why it's called the Challenger League. So we are happy that we're able now to really fix up some of the infield, and other issues. Restroom facilities will be upgraded in a short time. I'd like to remind our seniors, we have coming up on July 14th, the annual Dutchess County Seniors Picnic. Last year we had a drive-in, as you may recall, on a rainy day at the junior high. This year, since school has a number of programs during the summer, we're not able to hold it there, so the county and the town will be holding their annual senior picnic out at the soccer fields in the parking lot on Airport Drive. That's 61 Airport Drive for those of you with GPS. Right now it's planned to be fully a drive-through. However, I'm guardedly optimistic that as the COVID pandemic numbers continue to improve from a point of view of going down, that we may be able to have some picnic tables and tents out there to accommodate a combination of drive-through for those that still want to do it, or to sit down. But what's, I want to remind you that it's going to be, again, on the 14th, but from 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. on that particular day. And this is a pre-registration event. The county has, I think it's only 300 openings. So the residents who are 60 years old and over don't have to pay anything. If you want to attend and you're a senior under the age of 60, then you would have an $8 fee associated with that particular registration. I have the phone number here for you, and that is 886-486-2555. So first 300 will be there to enjoy the lunch. I'll be there. Some of our councilmen and women, I'm sure, will be there. Our county executive, Marcus Molinaro, will also be in attendance, for that particular event. So please come on out, and this will be largely a kickoff event for us during the summer and then going into the fall season. We are in the process right now of updating our planning, our programming for a number of events, and we are hopeful to have a somewhat reduced community day like event in the fall, and the details are still being worked out. So stay tuned. We'll have some further discussion on that at a board meeting that's coming up in the future. So our summer camp, we're I think down to the last 1 or 2 openings. So if your son or daughter or other folks in the family or friends that are here in Wappinger or in the village area, please get in your registrations. There is a waiting list that's being established, a combination of things. One is if there are some people that decide to be away for vacation at that point in time, we always have a waiting list for that. But also I've asked Jessica Fulton, our recreation director, to have some flexibility in the event that the state requirements shall be further reduced or perhaps go away between now and the beginning of summer camp in, I think it's around June 28th at the end of the month. Why I say that is that, as you may have seen, Governor Cuomo has announced that he said that all of his emergency proclamations will be eliminated once the state percentage rate for COVID vaccinations, completed vaccinations, is reached at 70%, which they're shooting for. I think our county is running behind, so I'm not sure, in light of so much confusion that comes out of Albany, what may be the actual nature of this when the dust settles. But we are preparing for the event that we are able to open up with some additional space in a short period of time, unfortunately. Furthermore, myself, our other municipal leaders here in Dutchess are working very closely with the county executive on a number of other restrictions being removed or totally relaxed. And please stay tuned. A lot of effort is being put into it, as you have seen with the recent issues relating to masks for children in the school system. Unfortunately, a lot of confusion, but all of us working together, and with County Executive Molinaro's lead and working with the Wappinger Central School District, I think we've come up with a much better approach to handling that going forward. But unfortunately, it's resulted in a lot of consternation and confusion out there. COVID, which has really been the topic of almost every taping, the numbers continue to improve. However, there is a growing concern that for people that don't get the vaccinations, of increasing risk, particularly due to what they call the Delta variant. This is a variant that really started to show up in India as it mutated, and millions of people became ill in India. That spread to a number of countries such as the UK. We're seeing more signs in the United States. The danger of this variant is that it is more susceptible to being caught by young folks, and particularly to, of course, where they don't have vaccinations. So again, I encourage everyone to get their vaccinations, where you don't have issues yourself. Of course, everybody has the right to make that decision, but I do encourage you to get the vaccinations moving forward. Regardless, please continue to observe a lot of the health and safety protocols, such as washing your hands regularly. Still continue to use your disinfectant. It does keep you from getting other illnesses, salmonella, white and black dark molds. Can be found even on countertops and surfaces as humidity picks up, and often you can't see it with your eyes. That all is picked up by your hands, and so continue to observe those. If you feel still uncomfortable with general things, then of course you're free to wear a mask, even as those restrictions have relaxed. But over the years, I found that I've been able to reduce significantly illnesses, particularly flus and other diseases that you pick up through your hands, by continuing to wash, to put disinfectant on, and to observe the common etiquette if you have to sneeze or something, a cough. Please just observe that and have some really respect for your fellow mankind. Last but not least, I've had a lot of inquiries actually to explain what the differences are between the zoning board, planning board, and the town board in particular, because we've had a growing number of applications before those organizations, particularly planning board and zoning board, as COVID is opening up, relaxing as we're opening up after COVID. The number of development activities, small and larger, are really, I haven't seen that number during the 3 going on 4 years that I've been in this office. So what I will be doing into the future is to have a series of events to address some of the questions that's being held. One, I will write up summaries for publication in my Supervisor's column in the Southern Dutchess News. But I plan to have interviews with our building department manager, Barbara Birdie, and also the zoning board and planning board secretary, as well as the chairs of those, to further explain to you, because there is a significant difference. And if you look at planning board, zoning board, they are quasi-legal organizations that have their own authority. They're under New York law, particularly, and town code, which is totally separate and independent from the town board, which has a different set of responsibilities for governing the community. So we will be having some of those discussions going forward. So stay tuned. If you have other questions, please feel free to come by my office, call me up, send an email, and then I'll be sure to respond and to address those in these forthcoming conversations that I will have with you to get some further explanation, because it can be very confusing. In fact, when I came into office, the boundaries and the differences were quite different from other states and other organizations as we go forward. So please continue to come into Town Hall to see us whenever you have any questions. Our courts now are getting back into full swing as far as holding the hearings, the courtroom proceedings. And we've had, unfortunately, Cheryl Haight retiring after more than 30 years service. But we have a new, by appointment, promotion, a new head clerk in our office, and she's doing a remarkable job at this point in time. So please do not hesitate. We've gotten a number of positive comments with respect to the Highway Department as we continue to address different needs throughout the town. So anytime you have a question, don't hesitate whatsoever to contact us, myself directly, or anybody else in Town Hall. So again, enjoy this. Looks like it will be a very nice weekend. So please do not hesitate to get out into our parks. But more importantly, don't hesitate to go out to the various local restaurants, other businesses. We are seeing a number of new restaurants open up in replacement of where others used to be. There is still, though, a larger amount of rental space that's there for businesses to start up. We have both in the village of Wappinger Falls and in the town areas, particularly along Route 9, openings for people to try your hand at business opportunity. But please patronize our local businesses. We had a grand opening just last weekend for the farm market that's right off of Route 9 and New Hackensack Road. Some people told me there used to be an old McDonald's there at one point in time. So please go visit them. It's actually a drive-through, or you'll walk in and then they'll service you with a variety of, actually I was surprised at the variety of stuff that they are selling there. Very good quality. The baked goods come from a bakery up in Poughkeepsie. So please visit our local establishments so they can get back to really recovering and taking the next step after COVID. So until soon, please stay safe and remain well. Thank you.